My name is Tony.
I'm Robbie.
And we're here with the sounding board to review the differences of RoboCop and RoboCop. Robbie loved the new RoboCop a lot.
Yeah, I did. I honestly did. However, I had yet to see the original version,
You've yet.
but now I have.
You have yet to watch it, but now you have. How does that work?
That makes no sense.
Okay, when I
Now,
first,
if we filmed this last week, you could say, I have yet to see the new RoboCop. We saw the old RoboCop tonight, and we saw the new RoboCop 2 weeks ago.
that's a far better explanation of what's going on.
Truthfully, we should have seen them in reverse. The old one, then the new one.
We couldn't find the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen the old one, and
It's probably mine, and he forgot about it.
and I liked it, and I realize now why Tony, why you had your why you didn't like the new version.
It's not that I don't hate it. It's an okay film. I mean,
It's a popcorn movie.
it's not
even
even
a
it's not
popcorn
even
movie.
worth a popcorn. It's
If
just
it helps any, Robbie, the new movie, hated it.
like I said, people hate it. People like it. I think it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it to people, but
I would, because
He's not people.
yeah.
I guess that is debatable, but I liked it. But I will admit, after seeing the old movie, that I liked that one too.
It's an okay film.
Which one? The old one or the new one?
The new one is okay. I mean, there's not a whole lot of things going on, but it's okay. The old one, though, that one grabs your attention, and everything counts in the film.
It entices you into the story.
Yeah. No, there's no the whole whatever how long the movie lasts. All those minutes have you reeling in for more. You know, like 90-minute film. You know, you have to watch it all. No film.
Maybe not Murphy's death. I can't stand Murphy's death.
No
Yeah.
film reel is wasted on this film. There you go. Every single scene, every single line has a meaning behind it. You know, something like that. You know, the new one, not so much. You know, old one's better.
I gotta agree with Tony. The old one is better, even though it kind of hurts me to say that. Because
Why? Your mom's the one who paid the $14 for that shitty thing.
I paid to go see it too, but I was kind of forced to go to because friends wanted to watch it. So I was forced into it because I haven't been with them for a while, so I had to go watch a film with them.
He brought that over, and I've never forgave him since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you made me watch it twice.
But at least CJ liked it with you
Yeah.
yeah,
because it was extremely violent. Which I'm still waiting for it to become extremely violent.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old one was extremely violent.
yes,
When it makes somebody leave a room for about a good 5 minutes.
yeah. Ages here that literally had to leave the room.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine seeing that on the big screen.
Oh God.
I saw it on the big screen.
Oh God.
You never want to see that scene again.
I saw it on VHS many times in my childhood.
You know, for some people, there's Murphy's death and Dr. Manhattan's penis that keeps them from going to the theaters.
It's good. It's good. The old one. I mean, you know, I don't want to talk about the new one, but I'll talk about the old one instead.
What's to talk about the old one?
Yeah, there's nothing. Really.
There's not really much to talk about. It basically follows the same premise of like a Law and Order almost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if they're if Law and Order was, a very boring TV show, I guess.
At times it is.
I never seen Law and Order, I guess,
It
because it
is.
is boring. But yeah, the old one, it's way better. I mean, I won't say it was ahead of its time, but it was better written for most movies of the time.
For the thing that makes RoboCop interesting, it's so simple of a story
Yeah.
that it seems like it's before its time because it's just a retelling of a Lone Ranger.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I got knocked about just because it was from the sci-fi genre.
Oh yeah, like anything does.
Yeah.
And then after it makes its rounds, people will then rediscover it again and go, this movie is kind of awesome.
Yeah, cult followings and whatnot. I guess I'm not saying cult followings are bad. It's just it brought like a second wind to it, which it made the movie much better, and people had to rewatch it and rethink what they saw again. I mean,
Any movie you guys sit there and go back to and you go, hey, I want to now show this to my friends.
yeah,
Like the RoboCop 2014. We'll never forgive Robbie for showing it to
Oh
us.
no, no one has forgiven me at all.
but the old one is it's better. It has more emotion for a sci-fi film.
I think what it is it has more character. The characters in the 2014 movie, I noticed in comparison to the
Did he notice or did I notice it?
Or is he regurgitating things that we
Russ
read off the
made-
internet so far?
Russ made
Or regurgitating what?
he just
you
made
said.
the comment basically, and I agree with him that basically the 2014 version has blander characters than the original.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the new Murphy, I can't really relate to him, basically. The old one I can relate a little bit more, because, he's more of a grounded character. This isn't everybody guy, The new Murphy seems like he's some kind of Law and Order, CIA, it's whatever,
I think the biggest problem is with the new Murphy is they have to show you everything. They take into account and keep you realizing the audience is stupid.
Yeah. See,
The other one gives enough of Murphy's, though Peter Weller will say Murphy, they give you enough of his character through his actions, through stuff he does. Like when Anne asked him, why do you do that? He goes, well, my son likes watching the TJ Laser, and I told him that's what all police do, so I had to learn to draw my gun that way.
I mean, yeah. The other one,
Sounds like something a father would do.
in the new one, you got a whole background story of the guy. He's a family man, shows his family. He tries to bust some kind of drug dealers or something like that, gun dealers.
Crime lord.
Yeah, and it's okay, but the new one or the old one just kind of did a whole little, oh, he's from another precinct, he just transferred here. Okay, that's cool.
He's only on the job almost one day, and he gets killed.
Yeah, I mean, it just, okay, here's Alex Murphy, Peter Weller Alex Murphy, transfers in, then he dies. The other one, here's Alex Murphy, he's busting some guys.
They get a death warrant put on their heads,
Death warrant.
and they fail at that. So then they try to blow him up.
Mm-hmm. And, well...
Then it becomes a $6 million man.
Mm-hmm.
We can rebuild him faster, better than he stronger was before.
Not saying that the old one isn't either, but, it's just, simpler is better, basically.
I think if we saw the $6 million man next, the pilot, you'll see a lot of comparing RoboCop 2014 more to Steve Austin is more of a correct comparison, the Lee Major Steve Austin, than Peter Weller's RoboCop, because the Peter Weller's RoboCop is a Western.
Mm-hmm.
And they acknowledge the fact he's a cyborg. He's a technological wonder.
Well, like you were saying, the original RoboCop has a hell of a lot more simpler story in comparison to the other one. The other one tries to be, I don't know, edgy, cooler, and whatnot.
Sell toys.
Yeah,
Especially when they make comments like, Wow, we need to lose the silver. Let's make him black.
Hmm. I mean, I don't know. It's just I found a lot of things wrong with the new one.
Well, the best character in the entire movie is the villain played by the guy who plays Rorschach.
And is he really even a villain?
He's just doing his job because he's a military man.
Yeah, it's just, there's no really clear-cut villains throughout the whole entire film.
And the only villain you do get at the very end is Michael Keaton, and even he is a really milked-out, washed-out villain.
See, I read this thing, too, like I said, I read it, and it's telling me, there's no really clear-cut villain. And after rethinking of whatever I could remember from the film, the guy who wrote that article is right. There is no villains in the whole entire thing. I mean, Michael Keaton's character, he's just not being all villainy-like,
No.
He's just, I need to place a robot in the streets.
He's not like Dick Jones.
Yeah, he's just trying to put robots out on the street, and that's it. The other secondary villain, the Broderick counterpart, if we can even call it, he's not even a villain. He's just a guy who's selling drugs and guns, I guess.
As Robotiker was a villain.
Yeah.
You feel no sympathy towards him. They make sure he's an unsympathetic character. They make sure the way he kills Murphy is unsympathetic, that when...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's an asshole.
Yes.
Wow.
Both characters are assholes. I mean, what's his name? Richard?
Dick Jones?
Dick Jones, yeah. He goes off and kills the young gun upcoming vice president,
Morgan, the creator of the RoboCop program.
just because he knocked him a peg or two down,
Because he knocked out the Ed 2000 program. And all the Ed 2000, it didn't matter if it worked. It was a matter to put profits through the military into the company.
And he got so mad he had to go kill this guy, And who else but to send Broderick,
And
that's how those two get connected, Broderick is connected to Dick Jones because Dick Jones gets him to kill, what's his name, the young gun, basically, of the company. In the new version, I don't even think they ever see each other.
no. We just know the Crops are corrupt, who work with the crime lord, who then we discover is the hidden agenda person is the staff sergeant.
Yeah, I think the only connection in the new one is the two corrupted cops who work for this Broderick guy. The Broderick of the new
we'll say the crime lord. I don't think his name's Broderick in it, or because in Boddicker is the villain of the old one.
Yeah, something. So the only way that this new Broderick knows who the CEO of the OCP is, they're all tied through all other little minor characters. The two corrupted cops, the chief. Those are the people that connect, I guess, the new Broderick and Michael Keaton's character.
Well, Michael Keaton isn't even connected with the crime lord in the new movie.
No, he's just...
They're two separate entities.
Yeah. They're just... The crime lord guy is basically a sub-story within the bigger story.
And the way they write it is he's supposed to be the major villain, and he's not.
Yeah. But what the old one does is they connect, they
Interlink.
They intersect each other and they meet up in the same road, basically.
Yeah. They're all traveling different paths until the end.
Yeah, until the end where, okay.
All their
agenda here.
And it's RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of westerny also.
How so?
Well, I forget the name of the western, which is the problem here.
What is the western called? The Lone Ranger?
Well, yeah.
Where everything connects with Butch Cavendish, where Dan Reed is avenging his brother's death in the guise of a man in a mask, but he carries the badge still, so he follows the laws of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
Is that the western you're talking about, or is there another western?
There was another western, but that's still...
What western was it?
The good, the bad, the ugly.
No, that's St. Robbie's Life, and we leave the good out.
I've forgotten the name of it. That's the problem.
Give me some idea.
Actors, possibly.
Come on.
Well,
who's in it? Clint Eastwood.
John Wayne.
He's in it.
Okay. Old John Wayne, Fat John Wayne, Young John Wayne.
Dead John Wayne?
Middle, not...
Okay, it's middle.
Yeah.
Okay, what is he doing in it?
He's, helping some town.
Okay, he helps a little bit of towns in some of them. Other times he's doing a cattle drive. Other time, another one he's helping kids.
Is it the one where George Lucas got inspired from, Rob? Or
I'm not sure.
then maybe you shouldn't be talking right now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, which one are you talking about? What is John Wayne doing exactly? Okay, your head is hurting now.
You shouldn't be talking then.
Yeah.
Okay, Robbie. Are you talking about The Searchers?
I think that's it.
Where John Wayne's an ex-cavalry officer. He served jail time to take the daughters and kill his brother.
Yeah, that one.
And then he goes with Jesus Christ on a mission to go get the daughter back. That's The Searchers.
That's The Searchers.
Yes.
That's the one.
Okay, what about it, Rob?
How do you connect the two together? Because John Wayne does not die until the Cowboys. And he doesn't come back to life.
I'm just saying, it in that one, it felt like everything led to one particular point.
I think that's what a lot of movies do, Robbie.
No.
They lead to one point. Whether it's kill the bad guy, search and rescue somebody.
Westerns are always avenge and hunt.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lone Ranger is a little different because he has the lawman agenda still.
Okay, enough about westerns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Robbie. Well, like the old one again is far superior. I mean, you got two clear-cut bad guys. You got the henchman. You got the good guy. You got the good guy's sidekick. You get people who get in the way. But in the new one, you get a good guy, I guess, which is RoboCop. You get people who get in the way of the movie, the wife and kid, and a lot of people, like Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson, the wife and the kid storyline really slowed down the new movie a lot.
That's why.
To the point that it becomes a stop.
They get in the way of the film. You get two guys who the audience is supposed to think who are the villains, which is the Broderick lookalike, or
I thought it was more Sean Bean lookalike.
Yes,
they couldn't hire Sean Bean, so they got him knockoff instead.
And Michael Keaton's character, who are supposed to be the clear-cut villains, but
who actually had their hands in both the Ed 2000 design and the RoboCop design.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's just you only have a good guy. You don't have villains in it. That's all I gotta say. It's just people who get in his way. That's all.
And even you don't feel like they're getting in the way of RoboCop.
And when he kills Keaton in the end, there's no kind of like, I don't know, sympathy for the character in the end. RoboCop's character. I mean,
especially when he goes through the whole thing. You can't arrest me because I have that programmed into you. Why the hell should we care?
You should have killed Gary Oldman to begin with.
And Gary Oldman was awesome. He's a good guy.
Like, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, I watched the film and I only saw RoboCop as the good guy. Nobody else.
I didn't even see RoboCop as a good guy because he's so bad of an actor.
Like I said, it's RoboCop and people who get in his way. And supposedly villains of this movie.
Maybe that's the studio got in the way of RoboCop by putting too many hands in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it too violent. We don't want it this. We don't want to offend certain political parties. We don't want to offend these people.
I think
we can't have Murphy to have that violent death, so let's blow his ass up.
Yeah. And, supposedly his whole body is still intact after an
explosion. But the one arm and the eye and minor brain damage.
Yes. I mean, in the third degree burns.
And one leg is gone.
Yeah, I guess. But still, it's just like the old one just had a simpler story to follow. You had your intro, introduce all your characters within the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Bam, here's a story.
It follows the act of a good play or dragnet.
Mm-hmm. The first 5 minutes establishes the characters. The next 5 establishes the villains. You see them. You see how they get corrupted. They get angry. You see the good guys. They're pretty good guys. They're cops, And then, like I said, the villains. They're clearly bad guys through their motivations and hinting at what the future lies ahead. It's Broderick character.
Well, we know Boddicker is a bad guy when he tosses his henchman out the back of his car.
Yeah, and you get, the ED-209 just...
The Ed 2000.
Yes, killing Kenny.
As an error.
Yes, as an error.
But this isn't a tribute to our friend Kenny.
No, though I wish it was.
Kenny Lindbergh.
Yes, but it just I had more of a, it's a complex story, but at the same time it has a simpler story than the new RoboCop. The new one tries to be complex, but it tries too hard, and it fails pretty much.
So talking about failure, what do you think, Robbie?
Honestly, I still like the 2014. I'd still say you should go see it, because honestly, I still like the movie. I'm not gonna say.
You know why he says he still likes it? Because he owns it.
Yeah.
Unlike you and me, we don't own it, so we can legally say we don't like it.
Just take it to FYE and get your.
And then reevaluate liking it.
Yes. Yeah. It's just. Like I said, the RoboCop old one just has a better story to follow. It's easier to follow, basically. It's just the setting, the time period, everything. And then, like one example, the Detroit. In the new one, it's supposed to be crime-ridden.
It's beautiful, Detroit, in the new one.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Other than the opening scene in the restaurant, it's actually a beautiful place. The old one is old, dilapidated, it's ugly.
You see it. Not just in the first 5 minutes, you see it in the whole entire movie, how bad Detroit is, basically. From the moment Peter Weller's RoboCop leaves the station, when they go into the steel mill, chasing Broderick's guys to the steel mill, and everything in between, you always see the city that looks bad, Maybe it's because it's using the old films that they had in the 80s that gives it that better look to it. It sets the time period up pretty good. But still, it shows you, in every single scene, it shows you that it is a bad city no matter what. From, the woman being raped to RoboCop going out to fight this guy who was holding up the mayor hostage. It's there. That's how much violence there is. And speaking of all the violence in the city, RoboCop does do what RoboCop is supposed to do. Go bust the bad guys. Clean up crime, clean up the mess that these criminals have done. And in the film, you see him do all that. In the new film, you don't see that at all. It's implied that he's done it. In the first 5 minutes that he's showing off to the media, he finds this killer raper guy in the audience, and that's probably
and then we get a montage.
Not a montage, it's just he busts that guy and then he busts some other drug lord guy, and that's it. But throughout the whole movie, it's implied that he's cleaned up the city. That's why there's no graffiti everywhere, because he already did the job off screen. The audience doesn't need to see it.
Were you kind of sad that RoboCop in the new movie cleaned up the graffiti, not RoboJeff?
Yeah.
There's scenes like 5-minute scenes of him, several 5-minute scenes of RoboCop cleaning up the city in the old one, and then the new one he just busts a killer and a drug lord, and that's it. Everything else is implied. That was my problem with it. It's just not enough time to develop RoboCop. And the new one, they had to replace it with video game RoboCop here killing 99 robots in this level. Just training montage of him. And that's it. That's the whole filler right there. That's nothing to progress the story. It's just filler. That's all it was. Too much filler in the new one. Not enough storytelling in it. The old one does have more story to it. More heart to it, too.
Robbie?
I have to agree.
Well, maybe not enough heart, because in the new one you do get to see his heart beating. In the old one you don't.
No. So any last words, Robbie?
Uh,
Other than we feel bad for you that your mom bought you this DVD of RoboCop 2014, and we don't forgive you for it.
Don't go watch it. If you have it, I guess keep it. Because
If
you're
you
probably only going to get like $2 from it.
My best advice is if you want to watch it, check it out at the library.
Yeah.
Save yourself $1.50 on the Redbox.
Or something like that, yeah. If your library has DVDs you can check out, go watch it over there for free or something. If you don't have it, you're not missing out much.
Or if you know Robbie here, go borrow his.
If you're thinking about watching the old one and the new one, go watch the old one. It's a way better story. If you want to watch the new one, what's wrong with you? Sick in the head?
Robbie, you want to say goodbye?
I had to watch it twice. From this
Bye-bye.